Hey guys, this is Candace, Trinice, and Fee, and this is BGB.
And we got the tea.
Oh my god.
Well, she got the tea. I got water.
Oh my god. Today, you guys, we're going to be talking about this new Netflix original called You.
Ooh, hate to burst your bubble
And
there, Fee. It's not a Netflix originally. Ooh,
not?
bars. Well, it actually started on Lifetime,
Oh, okay.
which makes sense now that I think about the show.
This psycho thriller.
Yeah, because Lifetime is known for craziness.
Yeah.
This will be the second Lifetime show that we've done, technically. But anyway, so it originally premiered on Lifetime
What
in
was the first?
September. Surviving R. Kelly. So, you not remember R. Satan Kelly? We talked about it for a long time.
Satan.
That was like a docu-series, so it was different. So I ain't really consider it a show, but it's a show.
Okay. So yeah, it premiered on Lifetime September the 9th, which is crazy because I'd heard nothing about it.
Yeah.
Did y'all see any?
For some reason, now that you say that, I feel like I did,
I didn't.
but because now certain little things will like make sense to me, but and I didn't pay that much attention to it because I'm not like a lifer. So
A lifer. That's what they call it.
So, I wasn't too sure, so I didn't want to say nothing. And then, because y'all always trying to get on somebody like, where'd you see it? You ain't see it. You lying. So I ain't feel like going through that.
asking. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's how I feel actually.
on December the 3rd, which was just last month, crazy enough. It feels like it was so long ago. On December 3rd.
That's why this is my favorite time of the year. Because you be like, I ain't do such and such as last year.
On December 3rd, Lifetime passed up on the series and Netflix picked it up.
Oh,
So that's how we got it, and it was able to stream on December the 26th. So
Okay.
it's still fairly new to Netflix. And it's actually based on a novel by Caroline Kepnes, I believe. It's weird.
Channing.
I know you're not asking me.
I know you're not. And I'm upset that I didn't know. I'm upset. I didn't know it was a book first because I like reading the book first.
Right,
I always like reading
right.
the book first and then watching the show because like once I watch a show or a movie, I imagine those characters to look like what I saw.
Okay.
But when I read the book
here it would
first,
probably be totally
exactly.
different.
When I read the book first, I imagine them differently many times.
Okay.
So I mean, of course, Joe would have been a white man in my mind because
Always and forever.
I just
Definitely.
attribute certain things to white people. Sorry, whites. When it comes to when it comes to this sort of obsession type. I mean, remember everything that we talk about, like single white female. That's a
Right.
thing. It's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
So sorry, y'all made
Why?
the name for
Because black people
yourselves.
just kill you?
Whoa.
I'm just asking.
I did not say
I'm
that.
asking.
Right,
They don't go through the
escalated
torture.
They really did.
They don't go through the whole torture. They don't feel like it.
I don't know.
just
I mean, I think black people definitely torture you with their loud, rude singing.
Yeah, I think it's a
Their-
way that black
it is
people torture
different.
you.
It is
They
different.
roast you, they ride your
They
back,
will.
they embarrass
They
you.
embarrass you. That's really it. Black people will torture you like
It
that.
would have straight up, It would have been
God.
one of them instances. Remember when I told you about
Joe would
the-
have been catcalling her all the time when she came out of the house. Hey, shorty with the red, shorty with the blue, shorty with the gray, shorty with that would have killed me. So, just a little side note right there. I hate when guys catcall you about what you wearing,
I just hate when they,
and they
do
just
it by height.
they do color.
It sure is.
You only take that to offense because you're actually short, but they say that
They
say that
do.
to Trinice as well.
And I don't know why.
Because they try to be smart.
No, they're not.
That's just
They're just trying to get your attention.
be like, hey, shorty with the camo with the pink on it. Like,
That's
stop.
just your personal
Please.
struggle. So
And I just be like, oh, big mama.
bet you wish you kept that coffee.
I still have it.
Here they go again. Here they go again.
Still have it.
But anyway, so it's already been renewed for season 2, which is great.
Well, we knew that when we was on like the 7th episode or so.
Did we?
Yeah,
Because they
well, you
cancel
didn't,
stuff
'cause
all
you
the
was asleep.
time.
Boom, roasted.
Because
They
I
do
was
cancel
tired
things
of the
all
drama.
the time. So yeah, in season 2, it will be a Netflix original. So season 1 was a Lifetime, and it became a Netflix original. And season 2 will be all Netflix original.
So it won't be from the book then.
It will actually be from her follow-up novel, Hidden Bones. So now I gotta read that.
Oh, hidden. Oh, that sounds treacherous, honey.
That's her word, yo.
I wonder if
And
it's going to catch up to him.
And it's supposed
Definitely
to move to LA for the
I
next
could see him in
season.
a box.
And they're saying that Beck is not going to be back.
Obviously, he was in the box. That's how it all started.
I mean, but right. So that's how you gonna end it.
Okay, so-
I can imagine Beck not coming back.
She
Maybe for
shouldn't.
the
She's not coming back.
Anyway.
So she not even like they didn't say like
Well,
she would
they
make maybe
said
like
that
the very first episode. You
They
know how
said
they
that
gotta.
she shouldn't. I mean, recap, yeah, but not
Yeah.
like be a part of the actual filming.
Recap on Netflix.
Okay.
But into the actual show. Anybody want to give a brief synopsis for
I mean,
those
I
people
can
that
just tell
haven't
the
watched
characters.
it?
The characters that we like. Okay, so the characters are Joe.
We should probably start with
Well, not
all
that we like.
matter.
Not that we like.
All characters matter.
All right, just the characters that I can remember. And I'm sure that these girls they'll say if I'm missing someone because they always do. Okay, so I have Joe, I have Beck, I have Peach, Paco, I have Lynn and Anika.
Annika.
Oh,
Onika.
Annika. Okay, Annika. Ethan.
Craig. So I don't know why, but I was calling this man Craig for some reason. It was
He doesn't
just-
even look like a Craig.
I don't know what happened, and I was telling Candace like, oh, this Craig, that. She was like, is his name actually Craig? And I was like, I think so.
No.
Name
okay,
tag
so
said
his-
Ethan the whole time.
Yes, his name is Ethan. Ron, Claudia, Mr. Mooney, Candace, Dr. Nikki, and
Yes. Fine, Dr. Nikki.
Yes.
and Karen. I'm almost positive that I'm missing some other people, but I feel like they were fillers.
Okay, so now the synopsis, Candace. Could you just run down what this show is actually about?
Joe is a nasty.
Oh, before we even do that, the craziest thing is when you tell people what you're watching, you sound like a creep.
Yes.
Because
no, let me tell you what happened earlier. So this was so good that we decided to talk about it today.
Boom.
As soon as we watched it, well, right, like we watched it over the weekend. So Trinice, we were talking about it, and she was, I was like, what are we talking about today? And she was like, you, and I was like, me? And so she was like, no, yo, the show we just watched, and I was like, oh, we have to say the Netflix series You. We have to say that so that people will know that we're not talking about them. Even though we do be talking about people.
We do be talking about y'all. But when we was watching it and God Daddy came in and he was like, what y'all watching? And she was like, you. He was like, I know y'all watching me. But what are y'all watching? She's like, no, it's called You.
it just made me so angry. And then today,
He was angry?
Yeah,
Right.
'cause I'm
Big
like,
man. I'm sorry. Short man.
Right, sure.
Shorty.
Full circle.
Shorty, you're mad? Yes. So even when you came in today,
Yes, I said it to her and she was like, what? I'm like, y'all want to be
She's
so
like-
upset. Y'all get so
gonna
buck.
say, I was like, what were we watching? I mean, what we gonna talk about? And she's like, you. And I was just like, what? Like,
She
ready
probably
to
was
be
real
mad.
offensive because she had it earlier. She had an attitude earlier, and she was just giving us a whole lot of
She was set already,
nonsense
y'all.
that we did not need.
I did
So
not have
when
an
she
attitude.
found out we was gonna be talking about her,
False.
she probably was just ready.
I am a mother.
A black mother. Let's be clear.
They born with
This is
attitude.
Rochelle in real life.
Yeah.
So
Back to your
congratulations.
synopsis. Joe is a nasty
Psychopath. And as y'all know, if y'all didn't watch something, I don't care. I did not leave that in 2017, nor did I leave it in 2018.
Oh my god.
So,
Y'all
boom,
saw her ruin
congratulations.
everything for me.
She should have been watching. It came out years ago. So he's
Petty.
a nasty psychopath that runs into this seemingly innocent all-American girl who's actually a psychopath as well, I believe.
Undercover, right? Yeah. I can see it.
Because
I
later
don't
on, it
know.
was like, we so meant for
Near
each
the
other.
end, I just feel like it.
We're so meant to be crazy like this. Anyway, so he stalks her. He manipulates her whole entire life. You know what? He is the puppet master. because he handled everything to align everything the way that he wanted, and he has been running the whole show. And that's the best way that I can say it without telling you everything.
Running, honey.
Before we tell you everything.
That's true. That's
Because
very
we're going to
nice.
tell
So
you
this right
everything.
here, this right here is your
right here,
moment.
nigga.
If you haven't watched,
Oh, to pause.
pause it.
Pause
Pause it right here. We're gonna give you a little 5 seconds.
Sorry.
Y'all dumb. Okay, so a couple things. So basically, we see how Joe comes up. At first, I was like, he seems like a decent guy. Like from the beginning, I was like, you know, he's more into like actual things like books, talking to people, like actual dating. Because you know, it was just a breath of fresh air in this time of
Yeah, it was almost
Social
like,
media.
oh, he could
Exactly
be.
why what we're going to talk about, these girls who are in love with this sociopath. I
am
didn't
not in
even
love
get
with the sociopath.
past. So what happened was they had already. I recently turned 30, and I was at the salon getting my hair done, and so they had been watching the show. They were already on episode 5. So then we ordered something to eat on my way here. So I'm like, I'm just gonna eat downstairs and try to start watching the first episode. You know what? I don't care about ruining stuff for y'all because people can just tell me something. And I'm like, all right, I'll catch that when I can. So I did watch the first episode because usually my thought is the first episode is your foundation. Little did I know it took 15 episodes in order for them to date this for me.
no.
Not
order
true.
to
That is not true.
make
That is
this.
her personal.
That is false.
opinion.
That is a false.
Because
That
I,
is not
I feel like
false.
in the very first episode, I realized who he was, and I saw
Exactly.
it. Like that was
you
it.
can see it.
This is the thing.
It just got worse over time.
No, this is the thing. I watched the first episode. I got the characters. Okay, boom. But there was so much more that you had to tell me in order for me to just catch up and then really get the drama.
So then you would be Beck caught up in this situation, and we would be Karen out of it. honey.
Why would I be? I didn't say in it. You all did. Anyway,
What?
y'all.
What you talking about?
No,
she said
y'all-
we stayed in the
y'all
show.
stayed in it.
Physical us.
Anyway, like I said, y'all thought that he was so good. But the
No,
minute
let me finish,
what y'all
'cause
said
you-
was
No.
what y'all just said.
No. I said
When he was
originally.
describing her, yes, originally.
Yes, I was
He
like-
immediately described her. She reached up for a book. He said, yes, her nipples are hard. She doesn't have a bra. And I said, first of all,
She
that
wants me
would
to
never
notice.
be me because
Yeah.
I always have to wear a bra. Second of all, boy,
We're
yes, you
going to
can
Titty
reach up and
City
get
and
that
get the
book for
cash.
me. You work here, not me. Get that book. The way he was describing her, yes, she doesn't have any stockings.
Well,
on.
clearly you knew
She's coming
from
in.
that.
She's ready. Exactly. That's my point.
No, wait. When we was listening to it, I did say, I was like, I think he's talking to her and she's dead. That's what I said from the beginning. And she was like, I think she's talking to her in that box. She in the box. And I was like, well.
I
You
thought
see who
that
was
if
right.
those were his thoughts all the time, that he was crazy and not attractive.
But it's so many things that we think that we would not say out loud. Like,
we don't have to say that.
when you see somebody print, you be like, you wore them sweatpants just for me. You don't do that.
No, I don't say that.
Exactly. But if you notice it and you make a mental note about it,
Right.
it don't make you crazy.
I'm actually not crazy like that.
You are so crazy.
Whoa.
That was
Whoa. I don't know what.
ridiculous.
I'm
But-
just saying you can notice some things that, if said, are inappropriate, but you think them. And nobody else is checking your thoughts. Of course, we know his thoughts.
He was crazy.
All I'm saying is what you think and what you actually say and do are two different things. People can think very a little off the wall things.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it right now.
Oof. Well,
That escalated quickly.
people can think certain things, but they would never act on it. Many people
Except for
won't.
this psycho.
Yes, this psycho, but many people won't act on it.
Oh,
Just
you calling
because
me a
think that-
psycho? Oh,
Now
Well,
your
if
name
you-
Joe.
If the
Josephine.
shoes fit, wear them. Josephine. No, please, God. God, no.
Yeah, no, I don't have time for that. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that we can think some things.
Is Josephine Baker the one that got raped by her mother's like girlfriend?
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
I always get this one movie mixed up with the other movie.
I don't know.
What's the other movie? Maybe I can tell you because I have seen the Josephine Baker.
Is it the Dorothy Dandridge movie?
Oh, I think it may be the Dorothy.
Did she say anything? I think it's
we
supposed
both
to.
didn't say it. So.
Wow.
Jeez.
Sorry for that segue there.
Well, see, this is a prime example of this will be the caption in your brain of stuff that is
Yeah,
being
see,
said.
but you can
But
say it to
I
us because
say
we
those
don't.
things. I would ask anybody. based on the
would
content of the
ask anybody?
conversation.
But listen, look what we were just talking about. We was definitely not talking about
But
that.
nobody's gonna think that you're a psycho because of that.
Someone
Well,
led to that.
someone might think that
That's
she's
true.
a
Someone
psycho
might think
something
she's
led
a
to
psycho.
that.
They be like, what was she thinking about while we were talking? Clutch my pearls, honey.
But that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that in that moment, the things that I saw, I was like, okay, yes, I thought that he was paying a lot of attention. He was very into minute details. But I was like, that just could be him.
But then as
And
it
then
went
once
on
I
and
saw that
progressed,
it was
it escalated
it
very
was
quickly.
unhealthy and sick.
And
I was like,
y'all
he's
see
sick.
how y'all claim y'all was Karen? What happened when Karen met him? She said, "Do I know you?
Right.
He's like, no.
Do we know each other?
No.
Well, what the are you looking at then? That's me. Y'all want to be back so bad. Yeah.
I do not want
we
to be
just
back.
said we were Karen.
And I just
several
proved that y'all were not because
No.
when he was thinking things in his mind about Karen, she was reading him for right.
He wasn't even thinking. Oh yeah, he was thinking.
He's always thinking. That's the thing about a psycho.
Was like, do you know me?
That's a black woman, honey.
Do you
She
know
was
me?
not
He was
playing
like,
with him.
no. You
And
never
she
seen me
just sitting
before?
out in the hallway
You never seen me
casually.
before? I was thinking like maybe, she did know him.
Right.
She really played me too. You never seen me before? He was like, no. So then why are you in my face? I was like, dang.
Boom, roasted.
Anyway, so as time progresses, we see that he sees Beck in the store, her actual name is Guinevere. Guinevere, last name Beck. And I was like, ugh.
I actually think it's pretty cool.
Taking me back to
Guinevere,
Gertrude.
right.
Oh, I just think it's
Back
pretty
in
cool
the day.
they were calling her back.
I think that is cool. I wish I had a nickname like that.
I wish I had a last name like that.
Oh my god.
Oh,
People could call you Foster,
no.
but they had to say it like a white
Yeah.
basketball coach. Foster,
Foster.
run the ball, Foster.
no, thanks.
Well, I have a cool name. Fee.
I thought you were talking about,
We're
we were talking
talking
about
about
last
last
names.
names.
That's me.
And your kids keep saying it's burden, so you might want to change it. Oh my god, I'm a burden. Burden. You're not a burden. It's Burton. Burton.
That's their father keeps saying. He be like, pronounce my last name correctly. Burton. He be like, Burton.
Burden.
Right. Poor
So,
babies. Poor
but as
babies.
it went
No
on,
babies. They ain't no babies.
at the end, like when he was gonna let her go, I was like, oh, this is cute. He really likes her, and he has no issue saying it. A lot of guys have an issue saying it. And then once he started standing outside her window, I was like, well, no, that's not what happened first. What happened when she left the bookstore? Oh, he
went
got her
followed her
name.
right away. Yeah.
He got her
Yes.
name from her card because she never gave him
Right.
her full name.
Right. See, that's the type of stuff you gotta watch.
See, that was creepy. When he started doing that, I was like, oh,
Gone too
I'm
far.
done. I'm done. That's it. That was the beginning, and that's the
Well,
end.
yeah. I mean, I was through with him right after a couple into the whole scene. But then once he started like following her home and watching through the window, like nobody can see him, that's what pissed
Well,
me off.
she is the idiot that didn't have any curtains and wasn't aware
My
of anything.
mother would be appalled.
I personally am. I hate.
every time
I
she
hate
comes
white
in my
living.
house. I was going to say
White
every time.
living?
Yeah, that's what she.
That's
they
true,
say.
yeah, 'cause
that's what my mother says
She
about
be
here.
living out. Deer can just walk up and be peeping at you. I don't like that. I don't like it.
Listen,
And they're
listen,
nasty.
listen.
Bambi or them.
I was gonna say that's all right. Wait a minute, like. Okay,
What?
I'm talking
But
about
no,
deer.
But
Oh,
soon as my
boom,
mother
boom.
comes
Practically
in the
live
house, the
here.
first thing she does. The first thing she does is she comes over and closes all of the curtains and stuff.
Because you don't want
Before-
nobody
but
watching
Before
you.
I didn't even have curtains before her because I was just like, I'm out here, ain't nobody gonna see me. Blah blah blah. She was just
That's
like,
what you think.
And then
When
she
Where,
just felt
where
like,
are you from?
She
thinking
moved
that?
out here and started living like a white woman.
That is true.
Look
You
at
tell
her.
all the time. Back.
with this permed hair. Madam CJ Walker.
Madam CJ.
This is Indian.
Ooh.
Actually.
Got that curry.
Exactly. Red dot. Nah.
you know, see,
Oh,
See?
my Lord. You know what?
I know. Send us
Moving
an
on.
email.
oh,
whatever.
don't send us nothing, honey. Send it right
Send us
to
an email.
Candace.
But no, I just
Candace
didn't think
Alicia.
it was that crazy because you know how it is now. If you give somebody your number, as soon as you give them their number, they want to call you. They'd be like, "Let me get your number." I'll be like, "Oh God, I gotta get my number,"
My
and I'll put you on the
gosh.
block list.
Let me tell y'all
Girl,
what happened
tell-
to me.
Girl, tell us.
I was still in high school and I had a pink Motorola Razor.
Oh, girl, I wanted a razor so bad.
They was not all it was cracked up to be.
That's
I
what I
guess
heard.
back then.
Be glad
but
you had
I
something.
mean, that's what I heard. But it's
Oh
always
my
people
God,
that
such
had
a
it that said
parent.
it. My broke behind was like, please. The only raise I was getting was the one that was in a
DeMarco
3-pack.
probably would love to have something like that now.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what he needs.
He need a full
You gotta keep dialing
screen.
you gotta dial it 3 times for a T.
Oh my god,
That's what he need.
His little fingers would be. Never mind. So anyway, so I was going. So me and my best friend Jasmine, we used to live down the street from each other. So I really could catch this one bus that was right out in front of my house. But I actually like to be late with her every day and catch the 22 to school.
Like to be
And
late
then
every day. Make
go
it
to
clear,
mi-
consistent.
12th grade, I missed 64 days in my first period.
Oh my God, her face.
What's wrong with you?
Yes, it was just my first period. It was a substitute.
Was it
with a
Woodhouse?
bad girl?
Girl,
no, Miss Sherman, and then
Oh.
when Miss Sherman wasn't. No, before Miss Sherman came there, it was Miss Winhouse. Because I don't remember what happened.
Girl,
but
Miss Winhouse was pissing me off, and I was a good student in high school.
Oh my
but she
God.
pissed me off too. So
pissed
she
you
right.
off and pissed
She was
on
just
you.
Eddie Murphy. That's
So-
exactly what she looked like.
Oh, this conversation went
Not
all
even
the way
funny.
left.
It did.
All the way left.
I'm sorry.
So
back
let's-
to you. 64 days.
Bring it back in. And
Pink Motorola.
Yes. So I went to meet her, and I was waiting for her to come outside. This guy comes to me. He's like, so, blah, 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 da, da, da. I want to get your number. And I was like, I don't have a phone. And it was in my pocket, so it was hidden. And guess what happened?
They were so flat.
It started
was
ringing because Jasmine called
Jasmine,
you.
exactly. He was like, so not even that one?
So your pocket ringing?
I was like,
It's not mine. Why you say it's not mine?
caught up in the moment. I just was already embarrassed. So,
Like me.
I don't get embarrassed.
girl.
Yeah, we not gonna deal with that.
Some things in life that just are not okay.
That is true.
But anywho, so yes, so he ended up still asking me for my number. Still.
After that, you clearly do not want his number.
Right.
Niggas are just so pressed.
So
Panini.
I just gave it to him, and I didn't have the block feature back then.
You
Like
said
that.
to just ignore the call. Oh, God, they calling again.
Yep.
So they didn't have star 69. Oh, what was that?
That wouldn't help him. That would help him, not her.
And I thought it was star 67.
I know, because 69 sound like something very different, honey.
Right.
A hotline.
But no, that is for something. I forgot what it's for though.
Is it call ID?
It's
I don't
definitely
know. It
not
might
Call
be.
ID.
I don't know.
You
Anyway.
should know. You're the oldest.
Anybody that still got a house phone, y'all could use it. I tried out the
Oh,
Star
didn't you
67
try
feature.
something on?
67 feature the other day on the house phone because I just haven't had one in years. And it was a
You
good
just
time.
thought it was a game on my phone. Just
It was a game. I had a good time.
She talked to like 3 people.
I did. I really did. But anyway, yeah, I feel like with that, like, so people ask you for your number immediately, and then they call you, and then once they know your name, if they know your first and last, they look you up on social media.
Well, I know back in the day, people used to be like, "Girl, did you case search him?"
Oh, girl, back in the day, better be back today. I'm still doing that. Case search
I'm
is the,
trying to
is
be
the
in a
way.
different
Return a phone
crowd.
call.
You said what?
to return a
To
phone
return
call.
a phone call. She wanted to clear it up. She was like, I don't want them thinking I'm on a hotline because I don't get embarrassed.
Nope. Nope.
Girl. But yeah, I'm trying to be in different crowds, right? Well, you know, the Lord's just bringing me somebody. I don't even have to do that. But
Oh, that's good. I understand
so
that. But yeah, so that's why when he first did it, I didn't think it was weird, but I did think him getting her information off her card, that was overstepping.
Oh, it's block numbers.
And then, and then
he said that.
he definitely did say 67. He did.
But I don't think that that's necessarily weird because with me, like working with people, there are certain things like, but a lot of the patients, they really appreciated it. Like if I could remember who they were immediately, but I remember it because either I saw it on a piece of paper or, you know, I just associated with their accounts. I remember everything about you.
Don't scratch my.
So that's Summer. Summer knows stuff.
Except what you
Summer's a
need to know.
detective.
Yes,
She
honey.
know that
All the way,
too.
honey.
I've turned
She
on the
was like-
location. I know
Look,
exactly where it is.
They be announcing your dad going on tag number. She be like, that shit.
That's true.
Why they be announcing your tag
Like, you know
number
how
so
in
much?
church when they stop the service,
Like
it be
if
so
something's
high,
going
they be
on.
like, God, it's so. For a pastor. Oh, I'm sorry. We have a blue
I
understand,
understand, but what I want to know is
T7.
why they be announcing your number so much.
I didn't say that they do.
It was hers one time, and Summer was definitely like,
I,
"That's
I
me."
think I was double parked outside. I left my
Yeah,
car.
she was, and I think she thought somebody
It's
was.
when you said
She thought some. She
I
white.
sat
Remember,
down.
she white.
I legit forgot that I left my car double parked. Totally
Crazy.
forgot.
Craziness. You
I
looking like
knew
a
it was
trout.
going to be something trifling.
But he took it way too far. When he got her address, I was
Girl,
like, yep.
yes. And he was
Nope.
like, yep. And Google led me straight to her address.
I was like,
And
oh,
then it
absolutely
just-
not.
He just appeared
Yo,
there.
yes. Outside her window. She never even looked to the
She
left.
never looked. That's what I'm saying.
Like, I'm
Like,
like-
even when you getting dressed, like your first instinct is to kind of look around.
Not when you're
to-
a white woman.
I guess.
That's not true.
It is.
Would you know?
Of course, I would know.
Exactly. You're
said
a black
what?
woman. But you will also know because.
I thought you was trying to be smart saying because you're a white woman. I'm letting you know I ain't.
I would. I
Girl,
was being
I know
smart.
you was being smart. I know you was. I know.
No.
You see how she rising up in here?
No. But that's what I'm saying. It's certain things that
But hold on real quick, though. I just want to say something. She would know. I got to save it.
okay.
She would know if she was a black woman because black women wouldn't get dressed. First of all, we don't even prance around the house just playing fully clothed with our windows open. First of all, we have
Somebody,
shades.
first of all,
We have shades. We have curtains to
we
close
have shade
over
and we
them.
throw shade.
Don't we?
Be clear.
So she has these big, huge. I can't say they were
Bay windows?
ceiling to
Yeah, they
floor.
were.
There wasn't a bay window
window.
either, but it was very low. I don't know,
Mhm.
but it was definitely almost practically to the ceiling, so he could see everything to the point where he just climbed up on somebody else's stoop
That's true.
and
He
watched
just
her
backed
stuff
up.
a pillow up herself.
She did not.
That pillow on herself.
Keep saying
She
that.
was at least trying to cover that part. Maybe she wanted people to look at her. Did y'all ever
That's
think
her
about that?
point. Didn't you just say that?
No.
She did not.
I could have. Maybe I said
Always
it.
I
trying
think
to
you
come
thought
against
it.
me. You
I
see
think
this
you
people?
thought it.
Always trying to
Definitely
come
not.
against me.
Oh,
But
Always
no,
trying to
I
come
just
against
think
you.
we are raised differently. Like we are always aware of our surroundings, and I feel like white women have the privilege of not having to be so aware and cautious.
And
Like
let's just make it clear, it's not just a white woman thing. This is a white people thing.
it is true, yes, a white people thing. Just like walking around, they bump into people all the time because they're not aware. We have to be so aware because if we bump into somebody, it's gonna be they did it on purpose. Oh, they being smart. Like
Oh,
white
they
people
trying
just
to rob me.
or that too, yes. And you know they're gonna clutch them purses and them pearls, honey. So it's so much that we have to be aware of as a black
Daughter.
person that wouldn't allow this to happen. Like Candace said, windows being open, no, that's negative. Somebody following you, no. It was this little boy today. I was in the mall. Little boy today, he was walking way too close to me. I saw him, like I turned the corner and he was behind me and I was like, okay, that's fine. He was like 11 to 13, somewhere in there. And then I turned the corner again. He turned the corner again and I stopped. And if he didn't keep walking, I was going to punch him. And that's exactly what it was going to be.
Let me tell you how I'm very aware of my surroundings. So the studio is out a little far. And one day, me and Trinice were on the way here around the same time. She did not know. No, listen, because when
No.
I'm about to tell y'all really the true story what happened.
This is not what happened, guys.
No.
This is slander.
This is really what happened.
No.
Anyway, so I'm driving out here and somebody's riding really close to me. And I'm like, this is crazy. Why is this person driving so close to me? I literally pick up the phone to call Trinice to tell her that someone is trying to run me off of the road. And she says immediately, is that you in front of me? Because she was riding so close to my car to see if it was actually me. But me being so aware that someone was trying to run me off the road.
Oh my gosh. I was not trying to run her off the road. She's being dramatic. She's known to be
I
dramatic.
saw Urban Legend and they were driving close to those people and flashing their lights. I have a car that sits low. She has a truck that sits high. And she was way up on me. Those lights were blinding me. She was very close.
I was reading her
calling
tag
to let
number.
her know that someone was trying to kill me. And little did I know.
No.
They say
No.
it be your own people.
I was trying to read her tag so I could make sure it was her. That's it. I was like,
How
I
close
think this
do you
is
have to be
her.
to read someone's take? Pretty
Because
close,
you was
right?
speeding. You was going so fast. And then
Trying to get away from her.
she was going so fast. So I was like, I think it's her, but I need to be sure before I. Because
Every time I sped up,
no.
If that had been a white person and then the
no.
police rolled up on you behind,
Listen,
that would have been a total
Then I would have said,
different
I'm
story.
sorry. I thought it was my sister.
if I was a scammer, I would have slammed on my brakes, and I
But
have a new car.
There
by
was a
now.
time where Candace did hit a car, and it was a friend's car, and it was all
Oh,
in
that was
fun.
on purpose.
Yeah, it was on purpose. So it's like I was like, is this her? I need to see,
Oh my
because
God.
people be having the
What
same
did that
exact.
even have to do? You just want to bring somebody down.
That have anything to do with it, right?
Looky. Now you mad. Looky.
I'm just saying that literally the whole point of me telling my story was to say that I am aware of my
And
surroundings.
the point of me bringing that up is you're trash. Like, I'm joking. No,
That was her point. That's her point.
Come look around.
It had no validity.
It's because I was saying like we play like that. Like we do a little. We play
You
chicken
didn't
sometimes.
know that was me, and I didn't know it was you.
Well, once I got close enough, I was like, "This is you." And then
Nigga,
you called
once
me.
I called you,
'Cause I knew
you said,
then.
"Is that true in front of me?"
I knew then, and I was like, when you called me, I was like, "Is her calling me? Is her calling me?" And that's what
Anyway,
happened.
the point is, I'm not a white woman. I keep my blinds closed. I even have blackout curtains in my room, and I know when niggas is following me.
But that
so
again,
don't try it.
That is it's a form of white privilege to not always have to be aware of yourself and your surroundings. It's a form, like because you don't have to think
What,
about
the
what people
Beale
gonna think
Street
about.
is
you.
There
going on
are
around
some,
here?
but let's not act like there are not some black women or black.
Oblivious.
I thought you was about to say some black privilege.
I was going to say no black
That's what I'm.
people.
That's what
I
I'm
was
naming
gonna
it. My
say
yacht.
black
Black
people
privilege.
That,
The moment I get it,
oh my God.
y'all can be aboard. BGB party on black privilege.
But anyway,
We
let's
gotta
not act
get
like there are
hats.
not black people that do the same thing.
they're taught different though.
That's
Exactly.
fine.
They
But
are
still,
oblivious, but
they
they're
still
taught
do it.
differently.
They're raised like your sons because we called them in the room the other day to ask if they knew what a hood rat was and a ghetto
Oh my God, they
person
were
was.
like, no.
We don't know what that is.
I was like, oh my God.
We had to pull out the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, we did.
Whatever.
We
We did. You
told
were
them.
right there
We
asleep.
literally did.
You was like, wake me up when this is over.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
And then he was like, after hearing the definition, they are definitely a hood rat. And it was actual and factual, so we did some educating.
Is a hood rat.
So with that, like with Beck, I just feel like I don't know what, and she lived in New York. Like it's just crazy people in New York. Period. And then for him to be there and for him to be around so much, and I think it was one point where they were in the same place, and she called him, and his phone rang.
Yes,
and she like
it
looked
was the
around.
bar. I think it was the bar.
Yeah,
when
she looked
thought
around
that
and
she
I was
might
like-
have heard it. Like what I will say is there were a lot of instances where she definitely should have known that he was there.
Yes.
Like definitely when it was in the bar, when they went to that Renaissance thing.
But that's the thing. He cleaned it up, and that's
And she
the
believed
problem.
it. She believed
Yeah.
it.
She
Because
believed it every
she
time,
thought it was
though.
consideration. Like when he was
Right,
like,
right.
"Oh, I saw you post a picture, and I looked up this. It was only one of these stores. So you mean it's like to me that's stalking. And I
Right,
mean it
right.
is stalking because we know that he's a stalker.
It is, and
But-
I just like my space sometimes. Like,
I like my space all the time.
I mean, no, because I do desire to be in a relationship, and there are some
I'm
things
learning.
like if I tell you I'm out with my friends and we're doing such and such, and they like, oh, okay, I want to see you. Is it okay if I come through? That's fine. Ask me, and
Yes.
I will probably decline because I'm out with my girls. It's like, if my friends like you, then fine. We'll decide if you can come out with us. But don't say, oh yeah, I saw a picture of you that you put up, and I saw that red background, so I knew you were at Fridays, and then I knew you lived around the corner from that one, so I came here just thinking that you might be here, and
Yeah,
oh
that's
my
creepy.
goodness, here you are.
That is creepy.
Nigga, no.
Mhm.
We're leaving. Enjoy, and take care of my tab.
But like stuff like that, and even when he said like I think they went mattress shopping, and she was like, I don't know if I'm getting a king or a queen, and he was like, a king can't fit in your bedroom. How is
Oh,
she
yeah.
missing all
She
these
did
red
actually,
flags?
but
And she
she
said, how
said-
do you know? And then he was
Exactly.
like,
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Well, some
like
stuff
so
she just
breezed
knew, but
over
she just
it.
yes,
But at the same time, his reasoning.
was not qualified.
But she ain't have no
It
radar, no
was.
antennas. Because even if you say that to one of us, we're gonna be like,
Wait a minute.
"That's not. It still don't.
That's
it's
not a
not
little
okay."
suspect.
But I'm watching you from
Yes,
here on out.
after everything that he's already said. But what he said made sense that those houses are not, I mean, those areas, they not that big inside.
Not
so-
that festival though, because Peach called her
I
first.
said not that festival.
Oh.
I already said that.
Oh, okay, because Peach called her first and told her, blew up his spot, and then he was like, "Oh yeah,"
And I
like,
kept
no.
saying, "Ooh, he gonna get rid of Peach." 'Cause she was
Peach, let me
just,
see
she
who
was,
Peach-
she. Now I would say this about Peach, even though she was privileged,
Yeah,
she was on him from the jump.
she was.
She was on him because she was territorial.
That
yeah,
is true. She was a
whatever
stalker as
the
well.
reason, she was
But
on
it's
it.
still not okay because she was manipulating her too.
Oh, definitely.
Trying to force her into
well,
a
we know that
threesome.
she wanted it. Yeah, she wanted
Yes,
her.
she was.
She wanted to take it.
Peach
Kelly.
She was just. Well, she wasn't upfront about hers either. So
She really was. He had a whole file and folder on her.
Right now, that's
was like,
creepy. No,
ugh.
you say I do
but he
take care of
said
the
that's
people.
what I'm saying. He said, "Ooh, she's a stalker."
I
Yeah.
could not believe it. I was
It was
like,
like,
huh?
you have a
Well,
stalker.
you ought to know.
Yeah, he
You
do
oughta
know.
know.
He know. So I just feel like with this, the whole social media thing and how he didn't have one at all. Not a
Like she said, she kept saying, "I don't know anything about you. You have nothing."
and that is not okay.
So how did she find? Oh, she went through some stuff to find Candace.
She was
right?
looking for her. Well, Candace had a presence.
right, but I'm saying
She found
it's
out her
hard
name.
to right. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. She went through some
Yeah.
articles or something in order to find her full name to look her
Yeah.
up.
Because she was asking Ethan, which is Craig, whatever. Well, his real name is Ethan in this. And she was asking him about it. And he was like, what did he tell her? Like, basically, don't even touch it.
Don't look
even.
into it. It was a very dark time in his life.
Yes.
And, you don't really want to bring that up.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And I would
That's
think that
another
he
sign.
would have known something too. Like,
he did, and that's why he minded his business. He
he's
definitely
black. That's
did.
why he's
no
still
way
alive.
possible that he
It is why he's
yeah,
still alive.
It was. I don't know if he's gonna be alive in this next one though. But I just feel like because there were so many
not?
instances that he definitely had to have known stuff because he was allowed in the basement, then he wasn't allowed in the basement. You know,
I don't
all
think
those
Craig
type
was
of things.
ever allowed in the
He
I'm sorry,
did say
Ethan was ever allowed in the
he
basement.
said he had the key for a little bit, but
He
then
said that though because the girl asked him for the key to go downstairs when she was looking for her book. And he was like, "I have the key sometimes, but I just don't have it this time." But I think he was just lying to her because
Yeah, 'cause
she's
he never-
thinking,
from the
"Why are you
beginning-
working? You don't have a key."
Yeah, from the beginning, he never had the key because he was like, either, he was like, we have this. He was like, don't go down the basement. Don't. Everything that was off limits. And even when, I don't even know why he would send little boy Paco down the steps and
That's
he
what I'm
know
saying.
he's not
That's
allowed to go down
But
there.
that's what made me feel like he has been privy to be able to go down to the step down. You know, at least
Probably when they first started before it became his. I mean,
who knows? Because Mr. Mooney, I mean,
He
I
probably
wonder if
asked
Ethan
anyway.
probably didn't work there when Mr. Mooney did.
I think that he
Probably.
was allowed to go down there, but I don't think he. I don't know because Joseph told him, "Don't go downstairs because there's a
something he was working on.
Well,
yeah, it was a book.
The book.
So it does make it seem like he has the ability to go down there, but
We just
I
never
don't
saw
think
it
that
in
he's
this.
really ever
He
wanted
not.
to go down there.
And I wouldn't either. Even when the guy got there, the electrician, and he was like, we have to go down there,
He's
reset
like,
the
I was gonna
fuse.
get him to
Because
break the
if
door
he
down.
really was going to do it, he would have just did it. Like if he, honestly, he would have just been like, do it. It's no big deal. We really need to get this stuff up and running. But for him to be like, no, let me call him first.
Well, that's because he's the owner. You don't just break down no people's doors.
Is he even the owner yet? Well, I need
Yes.
to know what happened with Mooney.
Yeah.
He's definitely the owner because what is he gonna do?
I don't know. He might just be the supervisor.
Girl,
the
he probably was
manager.
like, "You throw me down these steps again, I'll show you what it feels like." He probably threw him down them steps.
He
but
did
no,
say you sometimes have to hurt the ones. That's
that's another thing. We talked about this before. How the trauma that he went through has now caused him to become.
and
I
I
know.
think
Yeah,
that
it's
he's
a cycle.
gonna, and
It
I think
is.
that he's gonna train Paco.
I'm hoping he
it all,
won't.
he already is. He's
He
already
has.
buying.
It's
Well,
already. I was gonna say it's
stuff.
already started.
Paco
He got
is
one
trash.
body on him.
And he
one
closed
Paco.
that door right on her. I
Paco
saw
did
it.
not do that.
Oh, that
Paco did not. He don't have a body on him.
He hit him over the head, but
didn't kill him.
he didn't
Okay,
kill him.
but he know about it. He is accessory.
I'm just saying. Yeah, but when he backed up, when she was like, "Help me, please help me," he was like,
I'm minding my business. he
Girl,
just saved my life,
"It's
honey.
none of my business."
He just saved my life, honey.
And especially, I think because she said that he kills people, who murders people.
Exactly. For a
And
kid, and
he
he
probably
just had
didn't
evidence.
know everything that he probably doesn't know about all the people that he's murdered, but
Of
he
course he
knows
don't.
that he murdered Ron for him.
Yeah, so
me
he
tell you
like
something.
he only do.
I know that little boy was nosy enough to go up in that ceiling and see some of that stuff.
How was he gonna
Probably.
reach it?
The same way that he was putting his stuff up there.
Yeah, he was putting his stuff up there because he kept his book up there,
Exactly.
and it's the same apartment.
I don't, but he was inside his apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
he told
when
him where
they
to
was
hide the stuff.
detoxing, when they was getting Claudia off that stuff,
Yes.
he was
But
staying in
he
Joe's
could've
apartment.
went in the bathroom by himself.
Exactly. He had to go to the bathroom.
I don't think he went up there.
Okay. We shall
We'll see. We'll see.
I believe so. And I believe now he is next.
But I don't even
He's
know. If,
obviously next.
I don't know if he knows what that stuff is for because he never met Benji.
But still, somebody's teeth.
I mean, yeah, teeth is different.
But
And
I'm almost positive.
I think that the show does a good job of showing the difference between love and obsession.
Yes.
Well, I
do.
don't even know
Does
if it's showing the difference. I think it's blurring that line.
Because people are clearly in love with this obsession.
That's true. People were like, they wish they had a Joe. Like,
That's
come
so
kidnap
crazy to me.
People are sick. And they don't understand healthy, natural relationships.
Right,
Like,
right.
my biggest thing, even in anybody I talk to, one, I'm not smothering you because you're an adult. You're going to do
Mm-hmm.
what you want regardless. And two, I'm not going through your phone. If I don't trust you, I'm not going to be with you.
Right, right.
That's just it. Like,
and on in this show, because at first, she was like, if you go through my phone, that means that
We don't
you
have
don't trust me. We don't
anything.
have anything. And that's what people. That's their famous line. I'd be like, honey, give me that phone. Let me say. But I
so
don't
that
do
you
that.
don't have nothing.
But yeah.
But
So,
I mean, at the end of the day, she was cheating.
I was great.
That
That's
is
what I was
true.
great to say. She literally was. But if he had said, right then, let me see the phone. Like, stop playing, girl. We ain't gonna break up. Grow some balls. Like, say, you know what I'm saying? Say something like, girl, come on. I just want to see the phone. Like, if he would have came, because he always had a little thing where he could come back, and I felt like his comeback to that should have been something, in the field of, why would we do that? We good. But let me see. Prove it to me that this is what it is.
Because if you have to prove it.
But
that
I'm just
means
saying, just a saying to say back to her or whatever. But because it just kept dragging on and on and on, I was just like, come on, dude. You already know that clearly.
that- Yeah, he knew.
He knew, just like we usually know.
And she lucky that he didn't. And that's what I said I want to talk about between intuition and insecurity. Like, which one? Because sometimes when you are so traumatized, you don't know, do I just feel this way because, I have this feeling, or it's my gut, or as the saints like to say, discernment.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it like, I've been through this, and last time
Yeah.
this was such and such doing this. So, as you stated earlier, there are blurred lines between.
He got sued for that song.
He did.
I know you want me.
I hate you. There are blurred lines between, reality and
Your reality. Your perception of reality.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I feel like
That's
if it constantly keeps nagging you, then 9 times out of 10, what's what.
But
See,
I just
don't
can't
know.
even respect
I don't
it.
agree.
Because he manipulated her whole life.
He definitely did.
So it's just like, how you gonna be mad at me that I'm finally making my own choices? Like, he literally, if there were 2 paths for her to take, he put a brick wall up on his path, so she had to take that path. And if there was another fork in the road, he put a brick wall where he wanted her.
I just
to
felt like
not
it was
go.
too many
Like,
coincidence.
yeah,
it's okay.
Too much. It was too much.
But there's just too many of them for her
To not notice.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
like at a certain point, it just was like, come on, girl, this is getting quite repetitive. Like, nobody's that good.
But my thing is when so the relationship they actually ended up being together because we didn't even talk about Benji yet, but her first situationship, he kidnapped him and put him in this case.
Her and Benji's thing was not even. I can't even explain what that was.
It was a situationship. And put them in his case. He put him in his case, and he ended up killing him ultimately, which was the first one and actually the most merciful killing.
The cage.
Honestly. And then it just.
So I think dying by poison is pretty hard.
But I think bashing somebody's head in with a rock
But I
is.
feel like they die instantly.
But she didn't.
Well, that's because he didn't do a good job.
He didn't. He sucks. He don't know what type of pressure
Yeah,
to put on
he
anything.
honestly
'Cause
don't.
when he bashed Benji with the mallet, he still was alive.
That's what I'm saying. He
He-
just don't know how to do that. But did you see him shriveling?
I
up?
did see that.
And then his
I did see that. I'm just saying, like, as far as not having to really do, like, the poison did the work. It was more removed. Like, he literally watched him pass away, as opposed to with Peach, he killed her, and with
But I do agree with him. It wasn't self-defense.
he wasn't
He
supposed
was
to be
on
there.
her property.
I mean,
Oh, you talking about once she
all
came
of
after
it is
him?
wrong, but she did shoot him. So at that moment, it was like kill or be killed. With Benji didn't even know he existed.
Right.
Even after
'Cause
he met
didn't.
him.
I was gonna say because he didn't really exist.
Benji didn't care about anything except for Benji.
Right.
So
That just messed. I'm all messed up. I didn't know what I was saying. That just. Oh yes, I did. Yes, I did. So after that, we see him do all of this stuff. She don't know about that because she just thinks that Benji just up and goes to her.
Because that's what he normally
That's what
routine
guys
was.
do typically. But when they got to the point where she was talking to the therapist and he was following her, one, she knows that she didn't tell him where she was going. She knows that. So how did he know where you're going? That's one. That means he's either stalking you or he's looking at your messages. Two, he knew what time you were going. And three, you knew he was there because she pulled up on him and was like, are you following me? So at that moment, I was like, okay, she see it. She understands.
Right.
Let's just
Like,
go
come on,
forward.
right.
And she was just
Call
basically
Bobby
like,
Jr.
she was basically like, you can't keep doing this, and gave him another chance. And I'm like, no, like that is a major flag. Like it's
Right.
a red flag when
Exactly.
somebody has to go that far.
And I think that's when her insecurities, begin to step in. And her saying, basically she was so used to this one type of man, and she was thinking that Joe was a different type of man because at
He
first
definitely
he
was a killer.
right, like, and she said she always attracted the wrong type of man, and because of his quote unquote, I guess, outward appearance, like he didn't look like Benji, but
Yeah.
he was so much worse than Benji because at least Benji would tell her, you know what I'm saying? This is what's
Well,
what,
she knew what
girl.
she was
or
getting.
Oh
she
my
knew.
gosh, that Benji is horrible. When he laid down with her and got back up and was like, "It looks good on you." The weight. I was like,
But then he gonna try to train. He gonna try to train Joe. That's what tripped me out. Like
Yeah.
he was trying to come up with all types of stuff. He's like, she don't want no type of
Fight
man
to
like you.
live.
She don't want you. My dad will pay for me to get out of here. This is this, and I was like, it's so sad because it's nothing you can do.
right,
Right.
you finna die, big
And
fella.
even when he was like they mentioned Frankenstein in the show, and I was like, when I read Frankenstein, when I saw the movies and stuff, I didn't see it from the monster's perspective. And when you read the book, you get the monster's perspective, and I feel like that's exactly what's
That's how it was when I read that book.
Yeah.
about the wolf.
Beowulf,
No,
Grendel.
she's gonna be so mad.
No. So your kids got this book, right? And it's basically the three little pigs from the wolf's perspective. And she's talking about all of this stuff really happened. I said, he's lying. Candace, he's lying. Why don't you understand that?
That is his reality, just as this is Joe's.
No. I wish I knew what that book was called because she was really reading it like,
Oh, it's here.
I never knew.
Yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say because we just read the Three Little Pigs the other day.
You need to read the other one. The real story of the three little pigs. But anyway, so
It really does let you see it from a different perspective.
but I'm just like it wasn't really what Beck wanted. It's what Joe thought she needed.
wanted.
But this is the thing. It is what she wanted because it was when I say everything that Benji was not, because he gave her so much attention. So that's why it was so easy for her to fall into that trap and unknowingly to her death.
The book is called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs, actually, guys. That's what it's called.
okay.
It's the true story.
Well, listen. Well, because all right, with Beck, the thing was.
No.
No.
Well, listen, y'all. This was good, but
Time to go.
No. I was gonna say with Beck because she really did honestly like you were saying, she really like who Benji was. I mean, not who Benji was, who Joe was. Because of the attention and everything that he was showing her. And but at the same time it was like she almost thought she kept saying it was too good to be true.
Yes.
She literally kept
And you
saying
know,
that to herself.
I know
it
all
was
of our mothers
overwhelming.
said
It was smothering.
because
It is,
like
yes.
I just think that it's definitely possible. Let's not exclude it. Not in this show. It's not possible.
not in this capacity, no,
Yes,
but
it's
in a
not possible.
healthy, natural way,
Yes,
it is possible.
It is definitely possible, but I just think that you have to know where to draw the line. And I think that because I think that he missed so many clear opportunities where this really could have been a good relationship. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
he
As
wanted
far-
control.
I'm
no
saying
good
as far-
relationships for him.
No, I'm just saying
It's not because he started it with control.
right. But what I'm saying is, remember we kept saying, oh, if he tell her right here, like. they could maybe work. You
But
know what I'm
if he
saying? But
was
he just
sane-
kept.
He already had a body on
I
him.
was about to
It
say,
wasn't
and
gonna
not even that. It's no coming back from that. Like, you sat outside of my house and watched me. You broke into my house.
work. Yes, he
We
did.
kept. This is what we kept saying. We kept saying, "Why is he doing all this? He gotta." Like
Yeah,
at a
like,
certain
you
at a
still
certain
doing
point.
this and you
At a
already
certain
have
point,
her.
he could have just stopped doing all that because
When
he
you're
had the
psycho, it
girl.
doesn't matter.
Oh, we
There are no
know,
limits.
But it was just crazy because we was just like, he just wasting his time at this point.
And it's
like,
true. He did have her from the bride discussion of that book because,
That
like
is
I
true. She
said,
did like
he
him.
was everything. Like, she couldn't have a conversation with Benji because, first of all, Benji thought he was too good. Like, he was above everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because that book, I don't even know what the book was about. But he looked at the name and said, "Oh God, we have this new I don't know. I think he maybe said it was a PR person or something at the office, and we don't have anything negative. Desperate, you don't want to be desperate back, nigga. You don't want to be dead, but it's about to happen. So it's just even down to small things like that, having a conversation. And you know what? She should have caught on when she was at the store with him, and he knew so much about that other man. And I'm just like,
That's true. That is
what?
true.
It's just like.
Like,
Like
you
I-
not,
she's
do you,
white.
are you not saying, you're not saying it?
she wasn't.
But what I was saying before we got on a
Okay.
tangent was that
And
from
Karen, girl, get in and get out.
girl,
get the
yes,
D and
yes,
get out.
yes. She
It's like she doesn't
she was
believe in
changing
that,
him.
guys.
Well,
She
She
was.
was
Yeah.
not changing him.
well, he was different with her. I'll
Right.
say that.
Because he knew he couldn't get away with nothing with
Exactly.
her.
But also, she didn't bring out that need. Like
She didn't bring out the monster.
I guess, but there was a
I
security that he had where, like, when he started feeling insecure, because, like, we know Beck was doing her, because when he found out, I want to say it's episode 3, he found out she was out here still going on Tinder dates and sleeping with other guys. He was like, "Oh, this what you doing?"
Right. Right.
And now he felt like he had to keep watching her because he said the date was perfect. He loved everything about it. But then when he found that out about her, he couldn't trust her. But with Karen, it was like, she played me from the beginning. So she's going to be honest with me. She's supporting me. And I think the one message, she was like, you know, "Hey, I'm just checking in on you because, you know, I got to look out for number one." She's
Right.
taking care of a lot of people. And he was like, she always giving, making sure that I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
contributing and giving to me. And he was like, I don't, like, he felt secure in that relationship. And what did he do? What did he do?
Go back to the other one.
Yep. Broke right on up with her. She was like, "It's over." She said,
I loved it.
I
The
think
show?
his security came
The
from
show?
somewhere else because she didn't have. So now, while she had what she had going on, wasn't going to take
Her
her.
heads up, and I still didn't get to say what I was gonna say.
Yeah, sorry. What she had going on with her wasn't going to possibly take her away from him. So we look at Benji, Peaches, who wanted him. I mean, Peaches, who wanted her. So in the show, Joe and Peach don't like each other. So
Joseph.
Peach keeps calling Joe Joseph, and he has a little poke at her by calling her Peaches, and she says just Peach. The way that he keeps saying it's just Joe. So I, from here on out, or forever on out, have been calling her Peaches. So her name is Peaches for me. Just like she can call Ethan Craig, I'm calling her Peaches.
Oh my god.
Anyway, he gets rid of Benji. He gets rid of Peaches. He's fitting to get rid of the captain. And with
he
her
was like
help,
the captain.
he got rid of Nikki, even though there was no point in it now because she was already dead. So I think that some of his security and Karen came in knowing that he wasn't necessarily going to lose her to other people. Like, her family was his family, technically.
That's
well,
true,
not
yeah.
technically,
The
but
apartment family, yeah.
right.
But well,
Yeah, 'cause she
Karen,
kind of like appeared from like nowhere.
Karen
It's
is
crazy.
she was
Well,
a neighbor.
because she was Claudia's wasn't she
Friend or
Claudia's
something?
sister?
I don't
Well, she was
know,
something to her because she was guarding her house, basically. Because
And
she
I
wouldn't
think I
let old
probably
boy.
also just
What was his
assumed because they
name?
were black.
What was his name? Ron. She wouldn't let
Ron,
Ron
yeah.
in the house. The abusive.
Claudia is a black woman. I'm sorry, Karen is a black woman.
Claudia is black as well.
Claudia is, I
An
want to say,
abused woman.
Hispanic.
Hispanic or something.
But Karen is black. And I was like, before this, I was very much like, I don't see any color. Like, I didn't see too many black people. Ethan looks racially ambiguous. I'm not sure what he was. It's probably
He's
some black in
definitely
there.
mixed.
But it was like, this is white New York, which I'm not used to seeing. So, because, you know, Power is also in New York, and that's all black people. But anyway, that, and I think to me it's crazy how certain things that's presented is only one way. So when we was watching, I think we didn't see black people till I think the first episode I saw black people outside kissing, and I was like, oh look, here's a spot of color. Here's a spot of color. So when he started dating a black woman, I was like, ooh, he finna kill her because I know she
and
gonna
I
see it
kept
coming.
saying I know it wasn't gonna happen like that. And then I was very excited because it wasn't a quote unquote the same type of black woman that we usually see in movies. So I was very impressed. Thank you very much for not portraying us as the angry black woman. I was very impressed with that, and for letting people know that, but we know.
Girl,
and when
yes.
we know, she went up to an old girl and was like, thank you.
She moved the back, yeah. Because when they first, when she first met her,
Oh yeah,
she was like, "Oh, you're back,"
you're back.
Mm.
But she knew more about
And-
Candace, which I thought
Yeah.
was very interesting.
because she probably was on her research.
But she
Black
said
woman.
also that
Definitely.
he talks about her.
That's what
In
I'm
his
saying.
sleep.
But remember, yes,
yeah.
because she paid attention to stuff like that. Because a black woman wake up real quick. Oh, he talking in his sleep? Let me hear what he got to say.
Voice memos. But no, so I just felt like even from that, because I don't know what comment was made, and I was like, oh, Karen is not here for Beck. She said something, and she was like, it's no need for all of this. Let's keep it real short.
Yep.
And I was
Yep.
like, dang.
Didn't she also like?
Bro, she didn't even shake her hand. She went to go
Oh
shake
yeah,
her hand.
no,
and she
her
kept
hand was in her pocket.
pocket.
She was like,
She was just like, my hand is cold.
I was like, dang, Karen did not come to play with you hoes. And so then it was just like that whole thing. And I was upset because now you have Joe, who has a good woman. He's cheating on her with the trashy woman. And I say trashy in that Beck had you, knew she didn't want you.
And kind of threw you away.
Right, but you're so worried about protecting her that you hurting somebody else. And I did respect when he manned up. I mean, he didn't tell her he was cheating.
Right.
But when he at least let her go and didn't drag her through it.
And I respected
So
the
it-
fact
it
that she didn't
says-
even go off. She was just like she
I
walked
know, I
out
like
because
that.
she
No,
was
when he
because she
said-
was done with the relationship.
When he said
Actually,
it's over, she was like, the show is over. And he was like, no.
it's
no,
over.
this
She was
relationship-
like, you fitting to break up with me? And then Candace was mad because she was like, she got a. Where's my curlers?
I was like,
her
she didn't
hair
curl her
was
hair at
natural
all.
the whole
She
time.
had natural hair, but she went and got all her stuff, and she just left out. It wasn't no argument. It
Yeah,
wasn't
she
no
was like,
type
I'm
of
done.
dispute. She was
And
like, I'm done.
And she warned old girl. She
She
said,
went to her and
you
told
need to find
Beck.
out about Candace because you going to be next.
Yeah, yeah.
They
And,
said in the book, she did not warn her about anything.
Oh.
She actually was in fear of her life.
Who,
And
Karen?
yes, and
Oh.
she played along with him until he broke up with her, and then she just ran
Oh.
away and disappeared.
That makes sense. That does
is
make
smart.
sense.
Black women will do that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Go
Play it
along to
safe.
get along.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what they'll do. Yes.
That makes perfect sense.
But I do like that they did that. They added
Yeah.
that because now we see
And it says she has earned the internet's respect.
she has, definitely. Black women be knowing.
yep.
She spotted that. She knew something was up with him. That's number one.
But she knew,
She didn't know what.
She knew how to stick to the part. Unlike Beck when she was in that cage and
Ah,
she
'cause
looked,
she looked at them
over,
steps,
looked
little
at them
dummy.
steps. I was like,
That's
girl,
why
you
you
should have
did now.
spotted that while he wasn't down there. Like, come on,
And what was she doing? What was she doing?
I don't know
The
what she
steps
was
were
doing
there. The steps been there.
right?
the whole time.
Like, you couldn't look
she
at the
was
steps.
calculating.
Like,
You was sitting down there all that time. You didn't calculate how many steps it might take.
honey,
Typing that false narrative.
I know. But you wrote your own.
and what's
you wrote him
crazy-
right out of being
guilty.
guilty, honey.
Yo, what's crazy
but I'm hoping
is
that she wrote something else.
that's what I said. I said to me it would be dumb for her to not leave clues.
A clue.
When she was sitting there this whole time, like
Yeah.
mess up when we're like, oh,
Yeah.
she keep missing this letter,
Uh-huh.
or send some sort of message. And I'm sure
somewhere
maybe
in
it'll be
there,
that.
some-
That
Somewhere
would
in
be
there.
amazing. What is that book? It's a book that does that. It's like a children's book. That has secret codes in there. I feel like we watched a show that has something in there like that. I don't know. Continue. I'll be looking for it.
But yeah, black women be knowing, point blank, period. And Karen knew. Karen got out of there, and she tried to get Beck out of there too by telling her the truth. But Beck wanted to just stay, and she wanted to wait until the last minute to
'Cause
finally
to
understand.
think that she could change something, change them, and
Thought it was Joe. That's funny.
god,
But no, I just feel like I appreciated the representation of Karen too. Like she was soft when she needed to be, hard when she needed to be, supportive. She was smart. She had a good job. She looked out for him. She was a good girlfriend. she brought out the best in the monster, and that's what I was saying before. In Frankenstein, we finally, in the book, you see the perspective of the monster, and I feel like they played very well on this to get to humanize something that is not normally humanized. So like we don't normally sit here and say, oh, we're gonna look at the killer's perspective.
Right.
It's like, oh, you kill somebody, that's just it. But in this, we literally go through all the emotions with him of being like, I fell in love with this girl and I want her to like me, which we understand. You want somebody to like you, we get it. You understand your nerves. We know that you will be best prepared if you know more about the person. We get that. The means that you're choosing to use are really was messing you up. And then he just got in too deep.
Which is why I don't understand why you don't appreciate the fact that I like that wolf buck. I just don't get it.
So I just feel like it's really riding that line of
I'm always looking at other people's perspective.
Is Joe a hero or a villain?
Definitely a villain.
There's no second thought about that for me.
Because
I'm not these white women out here.
I mean,
saying
I would
because he's
definitely still
protecting
look.
Beck
I would
from-
definitely still
not.
listen to his perspective. Don't get me wrong, but he is definitely a villain, despite whose perspective. Even in his own perspective, you know, some of the things that he says, he knows that he's, you know, treading that line. So, yeah.
Well,
He is definitely not what's
I
the
don't
other
want
thing?
nobody ordering my
Hero.
steps except for the Lord.
Hero. Hero.
because he's saving
Zero.
Beck from unnecessary. Like
Zero.
we find out that her best friend Peach is actually somebody that's obsessed with her and wants to have a relationship with her and has been hiding this for such a long time. We find out that Benji is somebody that's playing her.
And this is
and
crazy because right
disrespecting
away, you know, it's amazing to me because usually you spot what you are or what you were,
They say
and right away she spotted him and he spotted her.
it's true.
Like literally. So
I must say, Dave was always one step ahead. Well, he was always one step ahead of her.
Yes.
Because when he took that
Yes.
book and she was like, he's a thief, and she just rolled up in his place.
Right,
Like,
she rolled up in that
I don't care
joint,
what you got to say.
tearing
I'm
it
looking
up.
at everything. And fortunately,
and he was mad at Beck, even though he didn't really voice it, but you could tell that he was, because he kept on expecting Beck to come to his rescue.
Yeah.
And that was something that Karen did a lot, you know, that she kind of stepped forward, let you know,
Yeah.
this is my man, you know, type of thing. But Beck, she was just like, I ain't getting in it
That's
because
what she said. She was
y'all
like, "You're my
two
friend,
always
that's why I'm
going
not
against
doing
each
it."
other. You know, y'all got this problem with each other, whatever. But from my perspective, it's like, your friends usually know. So it's like even if one of them is jealous or whatever it may be,
They weren't
just
her
take
friends.
yeah they weren't. But just take some type of hint. Like when people tell you stuff, 9 times out of 10, if it's being said over and over again, you need to check it. Even
Yeah.
if you don't believe, you still need to check it for
Right.
a moment. You know, step back from the situation and say, you know,
And see the
is
perspective,
this and is it not okay, and examine it for yourself. But I think she was so close, she was so in it, and she was so hurt and devastated and so many other things that she was so
a
desperate
puppet,
for.
guys.
she
was
had
just
to
so
believe in it.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
like it was just because of the lack of her father and that whole situation of him saying he was dead. He really ain't dead, but he really
Yo,
did to her.
That was crazy.
That, you know, and I kept on saying, I was like, maybe wonder if it's her father.
Yeah, she did. I
'Cause
said when she got her outfit from that nice and naughty place, I was
Yeah,
like,
it's like, ooh,
this
what?
this ain't her father. This her
Yeah.
daddy.
Right.
It's very
Daddy.
different. Very
I was, and then
different.
I kept on saying, I hope it ain't gonna be like that type of story, like
'Cause
you
that
got to
be
do this
happening.
with your daddy, because it does. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But-
because it does.
and I was just like, because that would be just going too far to a thriller.
But I
So-
think that he also spoke to that side of her where he knew what he was, and so he allowed her to be free and being herself. But their two evils wasn't the same. Yes, she was a liar. Yes, she was a cheater, but she wasn't a killer. And not that
And that's what I'm
It's-
saying. That's like
it's
the
a
line
different-
right there. Like,
Yeah.
like they were similar in all those areas except for that one.
well, he wasn't
But-
a cheater. Cheating was his thing. Oh wait, he did
I
cheat.
was gonna
Sorry,
say he
never
did
mind.
cheat.
I'm sorry. He cheated on
Oh,
Karen.
I
I
was gonna
apologize.
say, what did
He
you
didn't
see?
cheat on Beck. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, because he
Sorry.
definitely cheated on Karen.
He definitely did. All up and down.
But like just in that one aspect of being a killer, but then that just goes to the fact of sometimes you'll never know how far you'll go. Like
They
Like-
said, "What would you do for love?"
that's what I'm saying. Like even not in love, but like they had all these similarities, right? But then when it came down to the killing, she could have very well killed him when he got into the cage.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The box. But of course we kept saying he gotta have a way out of there. He got thrown in the box so
Exactly.
much.
He was in the
like-
box his whole life. He know how to
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
I said either he got a trap door or he gonna get out. I knew it.
Yeah. So, but my thing is like I would have kept my eye on that, you know what I'm saying? Until maybe he fell asleep, something knocked him out. I don't care. Just, I just wouldn't have done what she did. She just was stupid. But but she could have very well, went the other way and left him in the box like he left Benji.
She did leave him in the box.
She tried. She couldn't get out.
No, I'm saying by sitting there, watching him or whatever.
But she still would have been killed because he had the key.
Yeah, but I wish she could have had a better reaction time because she would have seen it coming versus her being up at the door. You know what I'm saying?
But this is
she could have knocked him out and maybe.
But you've been saying it since we started this podcast back in the day. Never leave anyone behind.
Never.
No
loose ends, honey.
And these are the worst, softest, hitting people I've ever met.
Because she just like that key, she should have put it right in his throat.
Yeah,
like what are you thinking?
Yeah,
honey,
like
go for the kill. He's trying to kill you.
Then you're supposed to get it in and turn.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Come on.
Turn it on in there.
Yeah, you don't
this
just
looks like a one of those like tutorial videos for self-defense. Get it in and turn.
Sing.
That's what you got to do, honey. Yeah,
But,
you got to hit them arteries, baby. You can't just be all willy nilly. You got to have a direct.
Like legit, if you really fighting for your life, and I get it, they say your adrenaline is pumping, you're not thinking fully, but I'm
It's
just
not hard
like,
to think.
I'm just like, she could have even like when I think she got him in the side.
Yes,
she could have A-Town stomped on it. Like do something, make it worse. Like whatever. She was just trying to get out, and then that
I
gate at the
thought
top.
she hit him in the head with the sledgehammer. I mean, with the
she did. She
After-
did. After, right?
But initially, when he came in there, she jammed him with the
Right.
the typewriter keys.
Yeah.
Oh.
And because he looked over and saw him out. And I was just
It
like,
took too long. How could he look over and see him? You should have been as soon as that neck turned.
baby, right.
Sorry, I got into the moment. Sorry.
All them huge books are like, come over here, baby. Look at this book. Da, 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 da. Bah! Something. I'm just saying, it was just a lot
really
of things
got into
in
that.
there.
Ooh,
At first, I thought she was gonna keep the chopsticks. It was just so many things that she could have done. But yeah, your adrenaline is pumping. But
I've
I'm
been
just
ordering
saying,
everything. Can you give me some ribs? Making me a shank in there.
Yes, honey.
Put it
Shoot.
right under my pillow.
Don't play.
It was prison,
I'm just saying she could have wrapped up her
but it was
shoestring.
smart. It was smart that door thing only opened one way.
That's how those doors are, though.
Oh, it's very.
Yeah,
Mr.
because
Mooney
even
was
have you ever
prepared.
given your like if you go to the doctor and they ask you for like a urine sample,
Oh,
they can't.
yeah.
Both doors can't be open at the same time.
I never thought about the other side. I just do what I'm supposed to do and I shut it. So, seeing it and then the whole thing about being caged, like it's a bigger, like the symbolism is much bigger. But I just feel like this whole show, it took me on a ride. It definitely was like. They've been doing a lot of sneaking this thriller stuff in here because I don't like
'cause
horror.
I don't
but
either.
thriller has been okay for me. A lot of things have been a lot like thriller's been going on. I like that song too.
Now, because I was going to say what I do like, because this is short, you can go on. What I do like about this particular show is that every episode was good.
Yeah,
Like, I
feel
legit couldn't be like, not so much. Like, I felt like you needed to definitely see every episode to be able to fully grasp like what was happening.
Yeah,
throughout
but
the whole thing.
I agree. Each one was captivating. I think they did a
Good
great
writers,
job
good
with the
writers.
soundtrack and the lighting and the positioning because like the sound was mysterious. It
And then
was
she
dark.
was tripping me out because she was like, are they zooming in?
Because I knew
they?
from
Yes.
from certain
She
things I
was
knew
so
what they was going to
fucked
do,
up.
just the style that they was trying to go for, and like when you changing your focus on things literally changes the focus of things. So if and I do this, so if we focusing on this tea that Candace is drinking, and then somebody focuses on what's on the little message here, the point is to get you to focus on that,
Right.
and so with that I'm trying to see what they're telling me through their filming too, because there's other stories and just how they present a show that add to the show, and that's why I
Right.
said like the soundtrack is very important, because just the music alone, we knew something was gonna happen. We
Right,
knew like
right.
something's happening, something's going on, he getting crazy again, it's that crazy
Right.
music, and then like the faces, it was a lot of stuff.
He
And
was
I think
a really good actor.
they did a very good job of
Casting.
portraying it. And the thing that was the scariest to me is this seemed like it could be reality.
Definitely. I think it happens.
I think it did. I
It
think it is.
absolutely happens. First of all, have you guys not seen Criminal Minds before? They get these shows from somewhere.
That's
These
Law
people
and
that
Order.
actually make these. I feel
I'm
like
not a
Law and Order
person, but
is
they get it right from the papers.
closer to my reality. I feel like these other shows, I'm just not going to be. I just, they say don't say that certain things will happen to you because you're not above certain situations.
Right.
But I wholeheartedly feel like I'm above this nigga Joe because he
like
does
black
too
girls
much.
too.
I don't like,
He does do too much.
and I would be Karen. Because first of all, you're not going to be, he's controlling. He's controlling in so many ways. And I don't like for people making me, I'm caught up. Look at me.
You're right.
I just don't like people controlling me. I don't like remember Pitsy. I don't like people being in my business all the time, or I don't like pop-ups either. I don't show up somewhere that I am.
Ugh, and if
I'm gonna-
she don't like it, I'm the on the other end. I literally was I was in a relationship, and the person told me, I don't feel like I need to be your boyfriend because you don't ever want me around. And I was like, you're around for what's important. Like, I'm not that sort of person that needs to be up under somebody all the time. And it's not because I don't care about you. I'm just like, you have things to do. Like, I understand life. I get it. I don't need you to be smothering me. I get it. I understand. We're together. Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh.
That's just how I feel. So I know I personally would not have been attracted to Joe either. So that is what would
Well,
have,
clearly, we know I'm not
derailed.
attracted to a type of Joe because my husband was gone 6 months out of a year. So
He's in the military, guys. Let's not just act like he's
I know.
disappearing.
Yep, it's my time to go again.
Right.
oh man, wow.
But yeah, so I think there is a great difference in a healthy relationship and this everything ship that they showed us.
Ooh.
That
And that's
never,
what
it
that's,
got-
it really
burst.
is
That's what happened
everything
for.
ship
That's what
because
happened.
it was everything. It was
He made it. Yeah,
it's
he made
too
everything.
like it's like there's no room
He got left right at that
for
party by himself.
me to do anything because
You want to be everything.
Everything, and that's what irritated me more because like when she was at his house and staying there, like he was making the pancakes or the waffles. He was, what do you say? I'll even wash your clothes.
Wash your clothes.
he
And I
wanted
was
to be
just like,
in control of the ladle
wanted-
because of what
Benji
The
said.
said about the ladle, right? He thought that ladle.
ladle
What
out,
y'all
use it.
that watch it would know about the red ladle, which we
you
thought
know like
was dirty.
dreidel.
We
They say
thought it
ladle
was
ladle.
dirty at first.
Ladle.
But yeah, so I mean, it was way too much. It was just like he didn't want her to have to go out for anything. And
Yeah,
honestly,
that's the
for
first
real,
step of abuse.
I was going to
Yes,
say
it
that's
is. Control.
not even a
Control.
realistic thing. Like somebody can't be your everything. That's just not realistic, honestly. So
I mean,
if you think
want
that,
to wash my clothes, it's fine.
but they can't. Yeah, but
No.
you still can't be somebody's everything. So if you guys out there think that, I feel so sorry for you.
No, don't feel sorry for them. Educate them. It's not healthy. It's not
It is
okay.
Very unhealthy.
You are your own person, and anybody that's in your life is an addition. They don't complete
That's
you.
right.
They
That's
add
right.
to
They
you.
add to you.
And I think that this sort of show is important to show at this time where we have people that feel like being in a relationship is everything.
That they feel like they are lacking
have
something
to,
if they don't have
they
it.
have to validate themselves with a relationship. I think that it's important to see how what you desire and what you become, like,
Or what you
It's up to
think
you.
that, or sometimes like people really think they want this until you're in it. Like
Yeah.
Beck really thought that this is what she wanted, and
Yeah.
then once she was in it, she started to see. And I hear people say it all the time, like they want this type of marriage, or they want this type of boyfriend, they want this type of girlfriend, I want this
Hashtag
type of
goals.
relationship. I was just going to say because I was just watching Blackish, hashtag goals or whatever.
Remember,
And
he was happy there was a hashtag.
right.
Are you talking about
That's grownish.
grownish?
Oh, grownish. What I say?
you said
Blackish.
blackish.
Oh,
Is that what
blackish.
you caught up on? You
No.
caught up on grownish?
No, yes, I'm caught up on grownish.
You're getting on our nerves.
Your homegirl is definitely upset.
Well, oh wow, I don't care. Let her be. So,
Gotta be. Ladle,
Gotta
ladle.
be.
But this is what I want to say. My dad works there. I think as far as everything goes, I think that the everything that more so I thought about was him trying to be every person in her life. Like, I want to be your best friend.
It's a
I
song
want to
like
be
that. What song
your
is that?
therapist.
I know,
I
that's
want
what
to
I'm
be
saying.
your dad. Like, there's no, and then even
That's why
him
it's
taking
impossible.
over her. I mean, he made it possible. Actually.
Yeah, it's true.
Him taking over her career, like
Oh,
saying
when they work
like,
together.
you wouldn't have this book if first day,
Mm-hmm.
but you wouldn't have this book if I didn't help you out.
That's true.
And now and then even in her death, he's telling her like, you have this book, this second book
Because of
And
me.
It's,
Because
yes,
of me,
it's because
'cause
of
I
me.
did this.
So he wanted to literally be like, if he could have been her air to seep in to her lungs to see what's going on inside of her body, if he could have been her blood to run through her veins, he literally was trying to do that. Like, it's psychotic.
And just a little shout out to saying "Gotta Be Everything." The Millennium Tour is coming out, and B2K has a song called "Gots to Be." Y'all go listen to that for a little blast from the past. It's a good song. It's gotta be the one. It's another song where they want to be everything. I don't know. It's an R&B song. I want to say is it Jagged Edge? I don't know, but I love
I
some
think
Jagged
there
Edge.
is a healthy everything in a relationship. Like, there is a heightened moment in your relationship where you're just like, oh my gosh,
It's like a
this
complete-
person is like, this person is everything. But I think they can be
everything
your
without being everything.
Exactly. Like,
Mary
there's
J.
no
Blige
reason
said
why
it too. You are my
should
everything.
Man.
Sorry, guys. You know, I've been
It's okay.
struggling with this cough.
Yes,
drop
that's
and
my
it's been for
song.
weeks.
Listen to that on a Saturday morning. Put you in a good mood.
There's a fine line between like seeping into those cracks in someone's life and, you know, completing their situation versus deleting those other puzzle pieces and it's just y'all two in the picture now. Like,
yeah, I agree with that, but I also think that, like you said, if that person is your everything, they don't get rid of everybody else.
Exactly.
In that
They-
moment, they are
they
what you
blend
need.
in.
Yeah,
Right.
it's still an addition, but if literally they're saying you can't have anything but me,
Right.
that's the problem.
When they start feeling threatened.
Right, because
You know.
you can have like a friendship and be like, oh, this friendship means the world to me.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you don't have a sister, a mother. It doesn't mean that. But if you have a friend that's like, don't talk to anybody else,
Right.
don't be with, like, that's the control and
That's
the
the
sickness
first
that we're talking
sign.
about.
and for me, a healthy everything is if I have a partner and they can blend into every walk of my life and it's okay. Like, I can take you with my family. I can take you with my friends. We can go to church together. We can go out if we want to, but you don't have to be tied to me. Like, we're not connected. I mean, we're not physically connected. Like, there's no Gorilla Glue now holding us together. Because if y'all know anything about Gorilla Glue, it's not coming apart after you glue that. It's just it. That's it. That's all. So that was Gorilla Glue Joe.
Gorilla Glue Joe.
Boy, you got some
But
names.
another thing that I want to say from this series that I learned, just don't cheat on people. You set them crazy.
I'm glad you learned that.
So, yeah, lesson learned. I'm scared now.
Learned, honey.
Super
He was
scared.
already crazy though.
But,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it started
this is-
from the insecurity came
From
well, he
Candace.
was crazy. He was crazy.
He had to initially be crazy. It just that
And it
it
just-
escalated.
yeah, because-
as he got into
and
relationships.
the time that he went from sane to crazy shortened too, because with Candace it was like she dragged him through this whole process, and then
So
as soon
this
as he
time-
saw the first sign, it was like, oh nope, I'm
not
gonna
going
go
through this
crazy.
again.
Like, so he went from being a typical jealous boyfriend because he did push her lover off that thing that was, yeah, never mind, he was just crazy. Sorry, he's just crazy. But in doing that, cheating was something that was a
that
trigger
was
for
his
him.
trick. Yes.
And you do need to learn the triggers of the people that you're with.
Oh,
hopefully
yes.
you're not with a psychopathic killer, but you do need to learn the
But
the
most
triggers
of us
for everybody.
do have triggers.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
people, so don't let anyone fool you and make you think that they don't. Even if their trigger, like you're saying, does not take them to the limit of Joe, hopefully not, prayerfully not, Lord God willing, that will,
Ooh, child
won't
for
happen to you.
Lord.
But
I'm sure some triggers probably just you might just turn off. Like, I
That's
think
true.
that for Karen,
I do
when
have a
he
turn-off
said
trigger.
when he bluntly broke up with her that way. Let me tell. Well, first of all, my next relationship, that's all. So I'm letting y'all know that now. FYI. But if a nigga ever tried to come to me and say
Oof.
it's over, just don't even do that to me because it's not going to be pretty.
I was gonna say, what is happening
Yeah,
here?
they tell
because-
me it's over. I'll be like, okay, bye.
you're not gonna the way that I'm in a relationship, you're gonna give me more respect than to come and talk to me like that. You're not just gonna say it's over. You're going to tell me I don't think this is working out, and this is
He
why.
eventually said that I don't think it's working.
But he thought, no, this is what I thought. I think that he thought that
After.
the conversation would have gone further.
Yeah, he was
but he
like-
was so in
No.
shock.
He was scared to say it.
He was
Like,
legit
he shoulda
in
been.
shock. But he was legit in shock that she was handling it the way that, because I want to say he said something like,
Let's sit down
This
and
it?
let's talk about it.
yeah,
Mm,
like,
and
yeah.
she was like,
and
"Mm,
she's
I'm
like,
good.
no,
I'm good, love.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
so for
That's
me,
what
I
wanted
feel
to say.
like that was her. That was her triggering. It was just. It was like, all right, shut down. That's it.
Yeah, like don't show
And-
no reaction. Don't act like you want to be in this because you're trying to get out anyway.
So I think that people do have triggers, and I feel like that was one for her. Like if he would have kept pressing her, like
If she would have stayed, it probably would have escalated.
yeah,
She would have killed him.
She would have.
And then the other Beck would have still been alive. You see?
Yeah, she should have just let her.
No.
Sorry, no.
Then Karen would be in jail. We not for that.
I don't know if not if they found that box.
That's true. Self-defense. I just think
He took
if
my teeth
you-
out.
it's so much in here, and you can see what you want to see, and you can find yourself in it.
Your interpretation.
It is, but there's a very blatant
crazy.
story about love and obsession. Very blatant, very clear story about love and jealousy, about honesty, about communication, about trust, about manipulation, control. It's a lot in there about abuse. Because him putting those people in that box because he couldn't control them, that's abuse.
Yeah, and
you
that was
can't-
how he was raised.
Yeah.
And he started to think that, and this is the thing that you got to be careful with, because to him, abuse symbolized love. You know,
That's true, because
so
Mr. Mooney was all he had.
we didn't even talk about Mr. Mooney,
And that's what
So-
he told him. What are you talking about? Your crackhead father?
Right.
Where was your mother?
Right.
And I know you're not talking about them people from that group home that dropped you off on my front steps.
Right.
Yo, when he
Like, I'm
kicked
the
that boy
only
down
one
them
who loved
steps.
you. I'm the only one who
I was
ever loved
dying
you.
laughing.
Yeah, she was dying laughing.
This one, it was so inappropriate.
then
We were
that's-
laughing at some very inappropriate areas, you guys.
So much so that Trinice said the genre of this show was a rom-com. And for you all who don't know what a rom-com is, it's a romantic comedy.
It was
Obviously.
funny. When y'all telling me,
We
y'all
have
telling
dark
me,
humor.
audience, y'all telling me that when he saved her from that train and she threw up on him, y'all didn't laugh.
No.
That was hilarious. I said,
Oh,
audience,
the
in
audience.
comments.
And if she wasn't so filthy drunk and out of her mind, she would have realized
Filthy
then,
drunk.
because she knew that she picked her phone up when she got pulled up
She
from the
did
train
say-
tracks,
and that-
when she was going
That's
through
another
herself.
thing. Another thing a black girl would not do. I paid for this phone. I'm gonna find it. Let's go back to these tracks now because I'm not losing my phone.
That would
Sure.
have straightened her
'Cause-
up, boy.
I don't know what kind of
And
life
you
she
know-
was living. 'cause
you know
I
black
can't just
people don't
outright
trust you.
buy
They don't
a
even-
whole new phone.
They don't even trust you with the remote. You got the remote? No. Get up. Get up.
But
Like-
no, second of all,
I
this
don't
is
have
really
it.
like your first night even realizing who he is, number one, and you showed him your house. Like, who does that? Like, I know.
That's what I said. I was
I
like,
know.
little
For
did
instance,
she
we
know.
would have.
he already knew your house.
I know, but I'm just saying,
No,
like,
no, no, no,
you
no.
would have been like, common sense, you know. I know I teach my
have
people
any.
at least, you know,
people.
let them drop you off 2 blocks away, or, you know, around the corner, something where he doesn't
Honey,
see where you go. Those type of
I
things.
don't
Or don't even get in the car.
Exactly.
I must have moved.
I was talking to this guy last year, and he was so adamant about him picking me up, and I said no because I don't always like to tell people that I think that you could be crazy, and I don't want you to know where I live. So I
All women
always
have
say,
taught that. We taught that. It's like 101.
but people are offended by that though.
I don't know you.
I did know
that's
him
why
actually.
well,
So
that's different.
but you never
That you never really know. a person.
exactly.
You never
So
know what you know.
I always tell people is I like to drive because when I'm ready to go, I'm just ready to go.
Right.
And yes. So that's like this. Other guy asked me where I live one day, and I was like, "I'm not telling you my address." He was like, "Why? What do you think? I'm crazy? You think I'm going to do something?"
Now I do.
You're beating down my line right now.
Now I do.
and you won't chill. So actually,
delete.
Bobby Jr.
No, I think with me, it depends on the time that I know the person, but I've since learned can't trust nobody.
Yeah.
But like it's certain things that you really have to take note to, because I went out with this one guy, and in our first date, he was pressing me down to be like, I want a relationship right now, and I was like, oh, red flag. You good? Go about your way. I'm not. You're not
can
gonna
have
force
one,
me.
it's just not gonna be
You're
with
not
me.
gonna force me into doing something when I've specifically said we trying to get to know each other, and you already want to be in a relationship.
Right.
Like no, something's not right. It's already coming off his control, and I'm not doing it.
All I need is one flag. Like I don't need to.
one mic.
I'm just
Dang,
saying.
I'm so mad.
Perfect show for that. Yeah.
Like
no, I'm
it just
sorry.
makes
It's
no
okay.
sense to me why like this
And
is
it's
not
rigged.
baseball. You don't get 3 strikes. Like that people show you who they are the first time.
Okay.
Recognize
See
it.
y'all in love.
I'm just saying, recognize it. Wake up, girl.
You better recognize.
Take your time, but get out. Take your time, meaning like don't go off on him because you don't know if he that crazy like Joe. So
Or take your time and wait around and
Make a
plan
plan,
and not look
yes.
directly
That's
at the
what I'm saying.
steps and get killed.
that too.
but definitely get out on the first time. Like
Get out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, it is not a game. It is not a game. Not in these streets. You know, people are not like they are. like they used to be, honey.
Get out.
So, but this is some good writing.
It
I am
is.
very excited that it is a season 2, but we kept on calling it through the whole thing. So I'm
I
just saying,
did.
if y'all need some more writers, we here. We here for y'all.
Because I said it first
'Cause we
episode.
in
I said
on it,
he is
honey.
talking to her and she is dead. I said it.
Yeah.
I said it.
So technically, both of us was kind of right because he was talking to her in a box because we knew
yeah,
she was
got
going
his
to end up
skull.
in that box.
Technically, I was right too. I was right too.
Girl, whole time you were saying
I just said it.
it. I wasn't talking to you. That's what
Right.
happens when I'm on your side. Boom. You played yourself.
But yeah, I think that just as far as being aware of what could possibly happen, because as much as this is fiction, it could be somebody's fact.
Exactly. Definitely.
And you can make better choices. So for you, our white viewers out there that don't understand,
All of our viewers.
all of our viewers,
Be
but
aware.
specifically. All right, for everybody, just to teach you, certain things to look for, certain signs, certain things to be aware of about yourself. Like
And there's a healthy awareness as well. We don't want you to guys.
Oh my God, yeah, don't be crazy on the other way.
paranoid. Okay,
Yeah.
enjoy life, but be aware of your surroundings.
Yes, absolutely, and get curtains.
Definitely get curtains. It's just like
And she live on the street.
Privacy.
Like she lives on the street. If she
On
live
a
like
main
in a
street,
back
on a main
way,
street.
like a cul-de-sac or something.
girl, she
Them
she would
Brookstones.
have been dead.
Them brownstones.
Yeah, because nobody would have found her.
I love brownstones. I always wanted a brown. Well, I had a brownstone actually. I'm sorry.
And Benji was stupid too because you're not taking me through no alley.
this is
First of
what I'm
all,
saying.
what I said was when he said you go first, I'm following you. Why would I go when I don't know where I'm going?
first? That makes
And
absolutely
honestly,
no sense.
another reason why I would have been good, that little alley, I probably wouldn't have been able to fit through there. So, God be looking out for the thickums.
But also, Benji's his memory was too late
because he was
didn't
'cause
realize
he
it
was
was
so
cocaine.
high.
That
He was
is
just so
why.
high.
Get me
All
another
the
line,
time.
man.
It just was so
Oh.
unprofessionally
You remember
done.
Jesus and Meryl and how they used to make fun of the white kids?
And see, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Like even if he didn't know old boy's name, he should have recognized his face. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people, I don't know their name,
He
but I'd be like,
didn't care
I see-
about
He didn't
him.
recognize his face until he was in the box.
Exactly after he got his head bashed in.
I'm like,
You're
the guy that was in that.
You just saw him the other day.
You want back? You can have her.
It was just kind of funny when he was dying because it looked like he was playing possum.
See, this is what we talking about.
You wanted it to be a rom-com so bad.
I think it's so funny. But yeah, I think this is a good show. It definitely kept me in suspense. And it's like you knew what he was going to do, but you never really knew. And when he went to kill Peach the first time,
Never knew. 'Cause
And
I feel like
then-
he knew every step of the way.
no, like when he went to kill Peach the first time and it didn't happen, I wasn't sure because he got beat up. And then Beck called him and was like,
Yes.
oh
And
my
he thought that
God,
Peach was turning around
He
on
thought
him.
Peach died.
Yeah, oh
when
yeah,
he
yeah,
hit him
yeah,
with that
yeah,
rock.
yeah.
He thought he killed it in the park. And I was like, you a
But how
piss
he
poor
answered that
killer.
phone? But
Like, you
like he
are-
was just getting beat up, and then he was laying on the ground.
He was so excited. Your best friend's dead. I'm so happy.
Crazy.
And she was like, "Oh my God, it's Peach." So I'm thinking she did, and she was like, "We're at the hospital." He was like, "She's
What?
not dead." What?
Like-
Yes, you do not. You talking about how you have to have the proper force to knock that book in. You don't have the proper
And-
force to kill nobody.
And let me say this:
Oh.
that was so like that's where y'all messed up at.
Don't be
Just a
running
little
by
bit.
yourselves either.
That too, but they have a lot of cameras in those type of because people
What?
run.
You're not talking.
Because people, let's not. Because people run so much.
Let's not talk up.
You know what I'm saying? I know that they have a lot of cameras. So if they really wanted to track it down who did it, they would have found out. So and then for her to say, "I don't want this man energy."
I don't want this negative male energy. She was like, "He can hear you." I don't want the
He was
confrontation.
standing right
Get him out of here.
And Peach's
Gotta take
family
his
was
shoes
right.
off.
They said,
Savage wouldn't kill themselves.
yep, and she didn't. She didn't kill herself. And he was so disrespectful. He gonna leave that
Pee
that toy. No,
Oh.
he
That toy in the
didn't mean
bed?
to do that. Yes, he gonna leave that toy in the bed.
So they
like,
can find it.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, oh yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna say he had to have gone back because she wouldn't. Because
He
fell
went back
asleep.
to write
he
the
went back-
note.
He went back to write the note and to put stuff out and things
Yeah.
like that. But still forgot that urine.
Stupid.
Dummy.
And that another thing, you see how that cop let him go because he was white and he thought he was
Yes.
privileged. Look at
Yes.
that. Y'all had him so many times. They had him twice, 2 times, and y'all let him go. If it was a black man, he ain't even do nothing and he in jail.
Yep.
See?
All because he said, and he was so. And the
What in
thing
the
about
damn
it that
street
trip
is
made
this?
me so mad was he had the nerve to be like appalled that the man didn't recognize Benji's watch on his arm. Because remember, because he was like, "You don't see this watch? I'm privileged."
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm
like
saying?
I'm rich.
you don't, see
keep,
this watch. I'm privileged.
Don't keep
What did
bothering
he
me.
call the guy? The
Back.
Guinevere?
The Guinevere, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, creep.
Low down, dirty.
And all of that from lying.
All of
He
that.
lied about all of that. And that
He's
man,
a master
all he had to
liar.
do, all he had to do was
never
run
got
his,
caught
a
in his lies.
legendary liar.
He never
just
got
had to
caught in
run
his
his
lies.
tags.
That's
That
it.
first, like,
But when he ran them and they said
and
what
then you
they
gonna call the
said,
shop.
you should have went there. Like,
Exactly. Like, you just lazy. And I don't know if this gonna come back up. I'm sure it is because his urine is there. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo.
It's coming back up because Detective P.I. is not having
Oh, yeah.
it.
Salinger.
Between,
the Salinger family
I
ain't
think
having
them two gonna meet that cop and the PI. And then of course they gonna have to go through the house. You know what I'm saying? They definitely gonna see that P there and gonna recognize that he
They've
was
been
there.
through the house. That's how they was going through the house when they got all the evidence about Peaches dying. About when they found the suicide
So
note.
then clearly they ain't finished.
They didn't do it thoroughly.
Yeah.
Probably because the government shut down the name for like.
First
the
of
work.
all,
It's like,
that pee was so brown, it
It
looked
was.
like old fish grease. So they probably thought that it was just something old up there.
Oh my god.
I don't know about you, but my grandmother.
Or he might try
would
to go
say-
back and get it.
She has a pot of a
Yeah.
pan of grease right next to her.
I was told
there.
that I save my grease and I freeze it and then I throw it out.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, so it won't
mess up
clog up.
nothing.
Yeah,
No, they use it. They
I know
like,
you use it till
get
it's
them
till
bacon
it's
drippings.
Yeah,
Bacon
use
drippings
it
make
till it's
everything
dark.
better.
Look,
It makes
Bacon
everything
drippings.
better, honey. I was mad the other day when I was cooking.
Back-
Remember when I was like, dang, I can't even use. I hate to waste the rest of this bacon drippings. I couldn't fit no more in my container.
because you got so much.
No.
And you shouldn't have none of it.
Well,
Now every time you see them bacon drippings, you go think
Oh,
about
I'm
Joe's
sorry.
piss. Thanks to Candace.
well, it's good in my grits.
No, she won't.
Grits are good though.
More bacon drippings, please.
It's
but
just
yeah.
a black delicacy.
I think that watch it, take the lessons, teach your young girls.
I was
teach them.
legit. I'm gonna say that legit.
Because I tell my sister all the time, nope, that's controlling.
Yeah.
Nope, that's too much. And somebody tell you,
Yeah.
why you ain't call me at this time? Nope, that's controlling. No,
Let them go. Don't be
unless
afraid.
it's like if it's a time where like let's say me and my best friend have to schedule talking because of our lives and stuff like that, and I say a time, even that like she could say you said you was gonna call me, but it's not like you said you was gonna call me. You said like
Right.
it's not like it's a difference between saying like yo keep your word and don't not like do exactly
Right.
what I told you to do. It's a big difference. So like we need to teach. Even like we need to teach boys and girls healthy relationships.
Yeah, 'cause
so that they
the
won't
same
keep
way
getting
that-
in because he needs to know like you can like a girl but you overstepping.
Yeah,
You're going too far.
And you teach them both sides because at the end of the day, the same way that Joe was with Beck, it can definitely be a Josephine.
Mm-hmm. It
It
sure
was
can.
you earlier. I didn't say it, but
Whatever.
That's what Peach was. The female Joe.
Yes.
She just ain't get around to the killing.
Yes.
But she was killing Beck's career.
Honey.
Setting
she
her up
was
to be,
setting her straight up
to
to have
sleep
to
with her in that
be
limo.
with her. To have to depend on her. That's what she wanted. I knew she was wrong when she wrote her that check, honestly.
I would have took that check and cashed it
I
twice.
definitely was going to cash it, but I'm just
Twice.
saying.
I'm sorry, it didn't go through the first time. Could you just?
Can you write me another one? But yeah, I will. So guys, this was a really good show. We hope that you all liked it as much as we did. Sorry, that we're laughing and things.
I'm not sorry. I ain't sorry.
It's the writing.
It's a
the writing.
rom-com.
We are not
It's
laughing.
a psychological thriller rom-com.
We are
It's not
not
true.
laughing at what the topic is, but we're laughing at what happened.
Oh, that's even worse. You make it worse.
As far as
The killings.
no, not the
Oh.
killings.
Right. You
Just
girl.
some of the
Send
funny
her
things.
favorite. Let me be her favorite. Is it GIF or GIF?
I
like
say
to
both. Gift Jeff.
Yeah. I'm definitely not doing that.
I'm like, I'm gonna send you
Her
a
favorite
gift, Jeff.
gift. She always sends them.
Because it's already saved in her phone. She probably just copy and paste it. Oh, this
I
one.
do not.
I want to be hip so bad. This one.
No, that's the confused one. But yeah, but no. But honestly, what? At least I do send it a lot.
Copy and paste, honey.
Anyway, so yeah, so I'm just saying,
We'd be like, "What's for dinner?
You on your
Is it
way?
going snow today?"
I can't
How many
stand
kids you
y'all.
got?
I cannot stand these girls. Anyway,
It's in the rotation.
I can't. Anyway, guys, let us know how you all feel about this show. Because clearly you can see we love it. We can't wait until the next season. Good writing. We love everything about it. Good casting
Yeah.
within this because that really matters. And
Casting
you know,
really matters.
let us know how you all feel about it. You know, comment on some of the things that we've said that you like, that you don't like.
And book readers, let us know how you feel
Yes.
about the differences in the book and the
Yes.
show.
Because now we're gonna
You know.
read the book.
I didn't.
I'm probably
I got too many things on my list. I'm reading If Bill Street Can Talk first.
Oh, is that the one that's Gary come? Oh,
It's already
We
out.
saw it. And what in a Bill Street happened here?
But it will
We
be on
told
my
you we were
reading
going
list.
to the movies yesterday.
We definitely did.
We
so don't
enjoy,
ask-
So listen,
have
you
a
guys.
good time.
listen, you guys.
It was my birthday.
Email us and let us know how you all feel about everything that we've discussed. So email us at blackgirlbroadcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on social media on Instagram at blackgirl.broadcast_BGB, on Twitter at BLKGRL Broadcast, and on Facebook by searching Black Girl Broadcast.
And we told y'all it was coming. And it's here now. We have a YouTube channel. Oh my goodness, Prince. Okay. And I guess that the reincarnation of Prince will be featured on the YouTube channel. Yes. So check us out on YouTube.
Subscribe.
Yes, absolutely subscribe and comment and tell your friends to tell their friends to
Tell their friends.
their parents as well. So
But don't
tell
tell
your
Joe,
black
though.
friends, tell your white friends, tell your
friends.
daughters. They don't know about that.
No,
Who
they
you
don't
want
know.
them to tell?
Your friends.
That's what she said that.
I know she said it.
She said that.
Full circle around here. But also, I mean, of course, don't forget about the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure y'all happy to put a face with the voices
Yes.
at this point. But check us out on your favorite podcast site, and on the following day, you can check us out on the YouTube. Not this one yet because we're still on our way there.
We're on our way to the Tizzy, so we'll see y'all soon. And until next time, be aware.
Yes, honey. That's like poetry.
Get some blinds.
Get some mace.
But
start
be
a bag.
careful to not get
Yeah.
it in your own eyes.
My grandmother, she always maced herself, and I didn't want to laugh, but I laughed at her.
Oh
so
my
bad.
God. So until next time, peace.